Hello and good morning, everybody. This is Grace here. What is today? It's Wednesday, isn't it? Good gravy. It's November 16th. Good morning. I am here well, it might be afternoon if you're on the East Coast. It's 11:15 Central here where I am in North Dakota. It has not stopped snowing in days. I said to my husband, I feel like I'm living in a snow globe, folks. It's a snow globe. Today I'm going to be decoupaging with some adorable napkins that you can get in my shop. I have some really pretty Christmas napkins here. Can't really decide, so I grabbed a few of them. Not sure yet which one I'll use. Maybe you can help me decide. But welcome. Thanks for being here. And I wanted to show you the projects that we did last night because they turned out so great. The two book covers that we did. And I want to welcome you on behalf of the Craft Round the Clock group. So if you're not a member of the Craft Round the Clock group, that is a free group here on Facebook. I am coming to you live as a hostess in that group. One of many, many. Every 45 minutes, someone comes on live. Another creative sister or brother comes on live and shares with you some creative inspiration and goodness to get you inspired to DIY, create for your home, create for home decor, create just for the sake of creating, which is more of what I do. So I'm happy to welcome you here. I'm going to just grab these comments so I can say hello. There's Anne. Hello, Anne in North Carolina from Whimsically Nodded. Joyce is here. And so is Diana. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, fellow crafty chicks. I love that. I love that little comment. Hello, BFF and fellow crafty chicks. Anne is a BFF, meaning she's on my texting service, which I've moved to Telegram recently. So if you're on Telegram, find my channel, The Comfy Nest of Grace, and join us so you can get some live alerts and other notifications. Hello, Mary. Good morning, Evelyn. And Jennifer is here, and Kim is here. Look at this. Jeannie's here from Mesa, Arizona. Evelyn Arnold is here from the great state of Texas. All right, fantastic. Let me show you my table. Hold on a second. Let me get that table up. I want you to see these. Check these out, guys. We did these last night. They are library books that, I love to alter them either for home decor. They're just a great thing to sit on your table and have out during the season. So I did these both Christmas. I'm definitely in Christmas mode now. No doubt about it. I am in Christmas mode. Hello, Patty. Thank you for sprinkling, friend. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. And hello, Lorraine. And Gia is here. Hello. She's in Honduras. Gia is on a vacation. So good for you, Gia. I'm glad you're enjoying, I hope, the good weather. Okay, so these two fantastic beauties we made last night during late night crafting. So if you didn't catch this, go ahead and catch the live or the video recording of the live. This one, I used the tissue paper that I'm using in my mailers. Right now, anybody who orders from the store, if I need tissue paper, I'm using this tissue paper. So if you order from the store and you happen to get tissue paper in your box or in your package, don't throw it out. Use it to create with. And I put on this fantastic little, it's like a drawer pull almost. I love that little detail on this book. So these turned out great. I'm so happy with them. They were sitting on my desk and I thought, why not showcase them? Let's showcase them. But we are going to work on a canvas. I have a basic canvas here. And I have a couple of napkins and I need your help choosing. I've got these napkins and I'm going to show these to you here quick. Sprinkling from Mississippi. Well, Miss Valerie, thank you for sprinkling. Toss the tinsel is what I was saying during Tracy's All Things Vintage Christmas event. Toss the tinsel is a fun way to say it, but we have many ways of saying share. You see my little ticker down there saying be a love and share. We really appreciate every time you do that. It's a great way to support a creative so that we get a little bit of like it's like a recommendation. Like if you see something that you love, it doesn't matter if it's a creative, it's a chef, it's a yoga instructor, it is a finance guru. If someone shares something on social media that you love, and then you share it out there in the world because you found such value from it, thank you. Thanks for helping us out, helping us meet new people. Kimberly is saying, fluffed the nest. I love that. That's a great way to say it. That's what we say sometimes here at the Comfy Nest of Grace. Okay, let's get you back to the table. I want the table to be big. And let's look at these napkins. These are our options. I think I know which one. Well, I've narrowed it down to two. This one is fantastic. If you are a fan of gnomes, it actually has two different graphics. We've got these two on one side, and then the other side has a different, it has a different graphic on it. So on this napkin, you're getting 4 panels. You get 2 of these and 2 of these, and they're darling. I was thinking about using this one, but I've already ruled this one out. So sorry, gnome lovers. I just wanted to show you because it is really darling, and I went through the effort of grabbing it. So let's put that one aside. I'm trying to decide between these 2 napkins, and I'm struggling to decide. So please, in the comments, should we do the chickadees on canvas or should we do the Santa on canvas? I'll hold them up close. These are both available in my shop, and actually, these napkins both went out to Napkin Lovers Club members in October when they got their quarterly box. But I have this one, which is Santa with all the puppies waiting on the porch for Santa with his sack. Isn't that cute? Little vintage truck in the back. And then the chickadees with the poinsettia. Oh, Lord, Lord, that's so pretty. And this one, actually, when you open it up, it's one continuous scene. Like you could do that on one, you know, see if you had a canvas or a book cover or something that you wanted to put that on, that is a beautiful scene on its own. It's like a continuous, right? But you do get the 4 panels to work with. I'm looking for votes. Kim loves the birds. Thanks, Kimberly, for fluffing the nest. Anne says Anne's saying I used the cute, she used the cute the little gnomes last week. I hope it turned out great. And please share a project photo in the groups. We would love to see. We would love to see. Oh, let's say we have a first-time watcher here, Jana Thomas from Texas. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us here at the Company-ness of Grace. We're so happy to have you. I know all the crafty chicks will be giving you a nice warm welcome. Hello, my friend. Miss Pat is here. If you guys aren't following Pat, she was just live a little while ago in the Craft Around the Clock group. We are creative sisters in that group. She is one of the hostesses in that group as well. If you're not following her page, Unique, I suggest you go find her and follow her. Thanks for being here, Pat. It means the world to me that you stopped in. The doggies. Holly wants to see the dogs. Vicky wants to see the birds. Valerie wants to see Santa with the dogs. Shauna says Santa. Kathy says Santa. Oh, look at Santa. Oh, Rita wants the chickadees. Look at, it might be a split. Kim wants chickadees. Karen wants chickadees. Diana likes the puppies. Who has a Christmas puppy here? Who's got a puppy that you're going to put like a, oh my gosh, look at the little red and white scarf around this the golden retriever's neck. They each have like a little scarf, which is darling. Cherokee. Hey, Cherokee, welcome back. You were here with us last night when we made the books. Welcome back. She wants to see the puppies. Let's see. Jeannie says, I used the birds yesterday on a wooden round. They're so versatile, right? We can do so much with these. Good morning, Tamara. Launched the love. Oh, Pat, I love the way you said it. She says she launched the love. Thank you for sharing, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Lorena. Pat wants to see the dogs. Oh, I love that you're here, Miss Pat. Okay. Hey, Carmen. Welcome. It's good to see you too. I'm glad you're here. Oh, you guys, and then we got 3 votes for birds right at the end here with Kim and Christina and Rita. Oh no, Christina voted for the puppies. The birds, you know, actually, if you look at these 2 napkins, the red on the poinsettia is really, really vibrant and crisp. Like that is a really vibrant napkin. This one has really soft and muted tones. I'm gonna go with the puppies because it seems like we had more votes for that one. Diana says, first year my Dorothy dog has to use she's winter wear from Texas and they're now in Colorado. Oh goodness, poor puppy. You guys, it was 3 degrees this morning when my family left. My boys leave the house without their coats on. We got to separate this napkin, folks, before we get it on the canvas. There are 3 plies here, meaning 3 layers. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get this table cam a little bigger here in a minute. 1, 2, 3. We want to just remove so that we end up with just the graphic on the top layer. Okay. I don't need all of these panels. So what I usually do is just take the panel that I need. I cut it out and then I'm going to decoupage that on. This tree, it like continues on over. Do you notice this right here? Okay, so next to this puppy here, that looks like a beagle, there's no tree showing. But here on this side of the napkin, when I open it up, the way they have the graphic, the tree almost becomes whole. And then here's the beagle again. Interesting. So if I wanted to grab that full tree with the beagle, or get most of the tree in, I could do that. I usually fold it around my canvas until I like figure out what part of this do I want to get in here. I could move it down a little so the puppies are sitting right down low. I'm going to scooch this over because I really want to get this beagle in on the left. And I want to get the full truck in on the left like that. Okay, so I can cut this now because I know I'm not going to use any of that. So I'm going to cut this down while I can. It just makes it easier than trying to handle the whole project with this big napkin. Let me get this bigger for you. There we go. Everybody's saying, hey, Backroom Creations, Miss Jeanette. Everybody's saying hello. Hello, hello. It's so friendly and warm and supportive here at the Comfy Nest. And you know why it is? It's because of all of you. It's because you're all just fabulous, fantastic, generous, sweet souls. And I thank you for being here and being a part of our little family, our little community here. Okay, this can get saved for later. This is what we're using on this one. And of course, you know, if I had done the gnomes, I could have positioned the canvas portrait long ways and gotten the gnomes on there very easily. This is just a 5x7 canvas. And I'm going to turn it horizontal though to get Santa in here. Oh my Lord. If I drop this down low enough, I could get the bird, but then I'm going to lose part of my puppies. So I better be very careful about how far down we go. Now we already separated this. So let's see. You know, I try not to lick my fingers when I do this, but honestly, when I dip my fingers in water, it's not as effective because, you know, the stickiness of it. Okay, here we go. Let's not get too far into the detail there because I don't want to gross anyone out. That's what we're going to get. That's what we're going to get. It's going to be beautiful. Now, normally, if you were doing you can do this on whatever surface you want. If your surface is not white, I would highly recommend that you paint it white because you want whatever is on your napkin, you want it to be backlit, bright, so that you get crisp, like clear images. And if it was a really dark background, it would be harder to see this. Let me see. I have this other board here that's black. If I put him on black, it gets really muted. It's just not quite as pretty as when, let me slide this under here and show you. When we put it on white, look at the difference, even in Santa alone. Look how bright and vibrant Santa's jacket is with the white behind it versus the black. This is my proof to you that, see, look at the background of the actual image. Nighttime and daytime. There's such a huge difference. So if you have a dark background on whatever you're working on, do yourself a favor and just take a quick minute to paint it white. And that's what I did with these books last night. They were both dark blue originally, and I gave them a quick coat of white so that when we came in with our papers, the images showed up really nicely. Okay, so I'm almost out. I almost ran out of this last night. I'm going to use the rest of it up today. And if I have to, I'm going to just go into a different bottle of, I'm going to switch from matte to silky shine. Just because I can. Oh gosh, what did Carmen say? Because I want to see what she said. Good morning, Cheryl. Hello in Colorado. Vicky. Okay, wait a minute. First, I'm like all over the place here. Vicky, I was watching the Spindle Tree 2 that Pat at Unique was doing, and I was cheering her on like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see this done. So we're gonna have to follow up, and you know, this is why it's good to set your notifications, because when Pat goes live again, or when she shares that project again, we're going to want to see how it worked out. The spindle tree, it was turning out so stinking cute. I love the idea. Carmen says, it's because you said a tone of warmth. Oh, this is what you were reacting to, your comment. Gia, she says, it's because you said a tone of warmth, welcoming, and kindness, and the group follows. Carmen, thank you for saying that, my sweet love. Let me show you my little face. I appreciate you. Thanks for saying that. It is. It like what you do, what you set, the tone, it does follow. So I kind of agree with you on that. Hi, Diane. Let's see. So this was what Carmen was reacting to when she says, it's so true, Carmen. I've never seen an ugly comment on Grace's page, only positive. We are blessed. We are blessed with kind, fantastic people here. And I have no tolerance for negativity. Like there's just no room for it. There really is no room for it. Why be negative? Why be nasty? There's just no room in life. Oh gosh, Jeanette, it's so funny that she says this. She says, I work in retail and I have to break my habit of licking my fingers to separate plastic bags. Listen, that is so difficult when you're at the store and those plastic bags stick together. But I understand what you're saying. We were at Landon's. I'm going to start putting glue on here in a second. I just thought this was really funny. I want to like comment on what you were saying. We were at Landon's concert last night, or excuse me, Gannon's band concert last night. And the gentleman in front of us, you know, they have a little program when you walk in the door telling you who all the kids are who are in band. They had 3 different groups. There's jazz band, which Gannon is in. And then they had the 7th and 8th grade band perform. And then they had concert band. And so they list all the kids, which I think is a fantastic idea. The kids should get that recognition on the form, on the like little brochure. It's just a paper brochure, front and back, 8.5 by 11 piece of paper that has all the songs, like the program for the night and the kids' names. And the guy in front of me, the sweet old man in front of me, and he was older. Like I'm saying, this guy must be close to 90. Just the sweetest man. We know him from town, but he licked his fingers to get his program. And I was giggling to myself because that's like, you know, it's kind of funny because, especially coming off of COVID, we've been so uber careful about masks and hand sanitizer and all the stuff. And I was like, you know what? Personally, I was like, you go, dude. Like, you do your thing. I was the next one up after him. It didn't bother me in the least, but I do understand, particularly if you have like autoimmune issues or like a difficult situation with, like, Gannon and I get really sick because we both have autoimmune diseases. So we get sick really easily. But so I do understand it, but I was giggling to myself. Jeanette, I was giggling to myself because I thought, yeah, like we used to lick our fingers all the time to like open the mail and grab a deli number, like whatever you're doing, right? It's just an old fashioned way of life. And we got to break ourselves of that habit so we don't make anybody sick, right? But I get it. A sweet older gentleman last night. Okay. I've got it basically down and where I want it. So I'm going to grab my little pouncing brush. I have one brush that's kind of dedicated to pouncing. All Napkin Lover Club members get one of these, and some of my Decoupage glue in their box, in their quarterly box when you first join. It's a welcome gift. Thanks, Maria. She says, I love your crafts. Why, thank you for saying that. Julie, your comment just warms my heart, friend. She says, every time I watch Grace, my stress disappears. You guys, you know what I ordered today? It's funny that you say that, Julie. I got to get that off there so you can see my face. You know what I ordered today? My beagle, I'm losing his left butt cheek. We're losing his left butt cheek, but it's okay. It's okay. Listen, if you're taking a picture of me, please lose one of mine in the photo. I would love to be half the size. Oh my Lord. Let's get real about this. But Julie, let's get back to Julie's comment. Julie says, she said something about not stressing. She said, every time I watch Grace, my stress disappears. That warms my heart so much. It makes me so happy to hear you say that. I just ordered some candles. Now, I have not used candles in ages, but I ordered some candles because I would like to put a candle on my table And I haven't decided, I probably won't do it on every live, but maybe in the membership groups, because, one of my membership groups is called the Craft Therapy Club, because it's all about enjoying the process of creating and using it for your relaxed time. I mean, most of you aren't earning income or looking to earn income from creating, right? We're not like professional artists, but we love to create and it brings us joy. That's why I end every live by saying, go make something pretty that brings your heart joy, because it should bring you joy. And I really want to like spark that in you guys so that when you create, you're not stressed. You feel confident and you feel like you can just tackle it with reckless abandon. That's what's her name says over on YouTube. Pam from the Paper Outpost. I think that's what she says, is create with reckless abandon. And I love that phrase. We have to dry this. It's still wet. With a napkin, when you have the glue underneath, and I pounced my napkin into the glue. So the top of my napkin is a little damp because the glue comes right through the napkin. The napkin just absorbs that glue. It just sucks it right up. So we got to hit this with a little heat and dry it. And then we're going to jazz it up a little bit. So anyway, I'm just so happy that you guys love the crafts, that your stress disappears, like Julie says. That makes me, it just really gives me the motivation to keep doing what I'm doing. So thank you for telling me that. Thank you for sharing. Oh, Brenda says we got that pink paste that the banks use for money so we could open ours. It was a lifesaver. Do you mean, Brenda, something at work so that you could open your bags at work? That's a really good idea, because yeah, we're so used to like licking our finger. Now I'm here home alone working on the napkin craft, so me doing that isn't going to hurt a single soul. And I don't do it out in public, like at the grocery store. Same thing. I use, it's the worst of bags at the grocery store are the produce bags, because they're incredibly thin. They're like nearly impossible if your hands are dry to get them separated. I purchased reusable bags probably 10 years ago. Reusable produce bags. They're mesh. They're like weigh almost nothing. And that's what I put my apples, oranges, broccoli in. And then if they get mucked up, I just wash them in the laundry and they stay. I use reusable grocery bags, like regular grocery bags plus the produce bags. No problem with those because they're mesh and they have like a little zip tie on the top. So I don't really need to worry about it at the grocery store, but I understand it. Oh, Marcia says, I have MG and you have to be careful. Hey, Cindy. Hello, Cindy in Illinois. Marcia's here from Virginia. I know. Pat's right. She said, we all used to lick our fingers all the time, but that one finger lick and then touching something that someone with autoimmune issues has can be really serious. That's why we can't do it. But I was secretly giggling, you guys. When my little old friend went in front of me and licked his finger, and he had his little veteran's jacket on and he grabbed his thing, I was like, go you. It didn't personally offend me at all, but I was like immediately like, oh boy, I hope someone doesn't say anything to him. Joy says, I'm home alone Monday through Friday. Thanks for the laugh. Always when you're my company. I even talk back to you. Well, Joyce, please talk back to me. I love it. Please talk back to me. It's still a little wet, girls. We're going to dry a little bit more. Please make sure when you're doing your napkin crafts, before you go sanding off the edges of your like sanding this off to get the napkin off, it has to be dry. If it's not dry, you risk ripping the napkin and it may rip like on the canvas where you want it to stay. You don't want it ripping off. You want it to stay. So you really want to make sure that your edges are nice and dry. We're having such a great chat this morning. So, oh, Patty, you have 2 autoimmune conditions. Well, autoimmune disease warriors unite. Oftentimes in the groups that I'm in, and even at the hospital, like Gannon, we take Gannon to Mayo Clinic, and they have groups, like support groups, because it's a hard lifestyle to live with. It's a hard thing to deal with. And a lot of times autoimmune folks are considered warriors because we're constantly battling with our system, with our surroundings, like, coming into contact with things that might make us sick. So I totally understand it, Patty. Jeanette says, I now use working hands lotion. It helps to get those bags apart. That's better for your skin too. So good for you. Pat, this comment makes my heart swell. She said, I love watching you, Grace, for that same reason. You're so calming and have such a spirit of loving life. Well, you guys make it easy. Really, you do. Your company and your graciousness and your kindness, all these sweet, kind words, encouraging words, they all make it real easy to just want to keep hanging out with you. So I'm glad you're here. Really glad you're here. It would be so much fun. I joked very early on when I met Pat. I haven't met her in person yet. But when we met through Craft Around the Clock, I joked with her early on. I do with Chris over at Creating with Chris Hunter too, that I want to come over for coffee. She lives up in the northern hemisphere here in the state, in the North America. She's up in Canada. I'm in North Dakota. So we're more relatively close than I am to some of you southern gals, but it's not close enough that I can run over to her house for coffee. Pat, I went to college in Erie, Pennsylvania, right over so when you come out of like the Toronto area, you hit Buffalo, obviously, and then 90 miles south of that is Erie, Pennsylvania, and that's where I went to college. So I would have been much closer to you when I lived in Erie, Pennsylvania. I probably could have snuck up there to have coffee with you. I think that's the area you're in. Look at how cute that is, just by itself. Seriously, what a cute little scene. So what I want to do, we definitely want to coat this with another coat of something, and I'm trying to decide. I really like Mod Podge, you guys, but I really like the shimmers. Maybe I should grab a shimmer. Let me grab a shimmer varnish or top coat. Tacky Finger. Carmen said, I forgot about Tacky Finger that we used at the bank when we counted money. Oh, it would work for the napkins. Sure it would. Absolutely it would. Oh, Pat says up in Canada, or in her area anyway, the mesh bags for grocery shopping, they weren't allowed to use them during COVID. So during COVID, at the store that I go to, they would allow, I use my reusable grocery bags, the big ones, for even getting stuff, like toilet paper, deodorant, that kind of stuff. So when I was at Walmart, anytime I go to Walmart and use those bags, they wouldn't bag them. Like they said, we can't bag your, and I don't mind. I like bagging my own stuff. That's a whole conversation right there. Do you bag your own stuff or do you let the baggers bag? I'm very particular. I don't want my bananas ended up on the bottom. So I like to bag it myself. And I really like to overload my bags. I don't want a million bags. I want as few bags as possible, really loaded up. And my bags can handle it because they're like the canvas bags, right? Anyway, they would always say to me, I'm sorry, I can't do your bags if I can't fill your bags for you if you use your mesh, your canvas bags. I said, that's fine by me. Yes, Brenda. She said my husband had a transplant and our lives with germs changed forever. No kidding. Pat says it's cold but sunny and Fargo. It's snowing here, girls. It is snowing. I'm gonna grab some glitter, whichever one I can find first. The closest one to me is the one I'm gonna grab, which actually isn't coming real quick here. Did I run out of my own glitter? My own glitter varnish? What the heck? Hold on, girls. I'm here. I hope what you're seeing is not my tush. Is my tush sticking up in the air? Is that what you're looking at? Because that's what was just happening. Where is my glitter varnish? I can't even find it. We're going to use Decoupage. I'm going to varnish this with some glitter, and then we're going to jazz it up some more, I think. So I'm just using Crystal Glitter by Decoupage. And what I want to do is coat this. We're going to give it a nice, shiny, shimmery coat. And I'm going to put it on kind of thick. So I put it on kind of thick, and then I give it one good swipe from beginning to end to make sure that it's nice and smooth. So I'm going to get it on there. And then whichever way you want your brush strokes going, I want them going this way. I'm going to make sure we get a nice smooth application of that. You shouldn't see brush strokes. These things self-level. Let me get this screen a little bigger on the project so you can see it. How do we do this, Grace? There we go. There we go. Not so bad. I think I got to hang a good handle on this StreamYard thing most days. Yes, I won't say every day because some days are harder than others. Isn't it true? Like there are some days when things that normally come real easy just don't go right, like all day long. It's like it's going to be one of those days. I think yesterday I was struggling a little bit with the technology, but today I think I got it down. Nothing a good old 4 or 5 cups of coffee can't help in the morning. All right, right. All right, let me, I'm going to flip this so I can run this way without my fingers being in the way. Need a little more. So the napkin is like sucking up this varnish, this top coat on this side now. So underneath it, we had a varnish and a glue. Mine happened to be also a varnish, but I use that underneath. And now on top, I want to make sure that these edges really stay down. So I'm going to kind of smack them with a little bit of glue. If smacking is the right word. Same here. I'm just going to kind of smack these down if they're kind of hanging over. And then we're going to smooth it out. So I don't have any, like, I don't want to have bubbling glue or like oozing glue over here. Let's just hit all the edges with my finger to make sure I don't have anything running over the edges. Okay, we're going to sit this and let it dry. Let me put it on top of this, my little jar. So if the edges that are a little bit wet, they don't end up on the table. So that should add just a tiny bit of shimmer. Let's see where the conversation's going now. I love it. Safe travels, Pat. She's heading back home to Illinois. She was visiting her sister, I believe. Safe travels. So happy to have you visiting here in our great state of North Dakota. Jeanette, have a great day. Oh, yay. Bab says, whoop, whoop. I just placed my order, Grace. She's hoping to get a piece of poinsettia paper. Well, Babs, I'll keep that in mind. We'll see if I can't slip one in there. But anytime I have something to wrap, I've been using the poinsettia paper now that it is Christmas. And I've also been sending sweet treats, a sweet treat in your bag, which is so exciting. Thank you for ordering, Babs. I did update last night. So I added like this paper. Remember I told you last night that we got new papers in stock. And this is one of the papers that's new in stock in my store. So I just got them in this morning. So everything is updated for the inventory that I have now. And I placed another enormous order for rice papers and some glitter, some foil, rice papers and foils. And let's see, the glitter flakes actually. And what else did I order? I ordered some more of the glues, the varnish and glues. Yeah, so thank you for ordering, Miss Babs. Gail says it looks good. Why, thank you. Oh, Carmen, right? She said, I can't imagine dealing with a disease like that as a teenager. Anne Marie's cleaning up for the holidays. She said, I just stopped in, cleaning up for the holidays. Well, good for you. Good for you. Oh, Pat, I want to have coffee. I want to have coffee with you. Oh, Holly, she says, it seems like it takes me longer to recover from sicknesses. Her son brings something home. He has it for 2 days. My husband gets it for 5, and I have it for 3 weeks. I would definitely, I'm not kidding you, like, vitamins are so important. I take a slew. If you could see the number of vitamins that I take every day, because I know I don't eat properly. I don't eat well enough to get the vitamins and nutrients I need from my food. Listen, girls, like for breakfast, I'm like, oh, a cinnamon roll. And then I'll be hungry and I'll say, okay, I'll eat an apple. So I'll have an apple. But then I'll be hungry, but not hungry enough to have lunch. So I'll be like, I'll just have one of these cookies. I'm really bad. It's been really, really bad lately. I have to really clean it up. But because I really am naughty. I'm very vigilant about taking my vitamins. So it's really important if you have a system that takes a long time to recover, make sure you're taking your vitamins. I've been testing vitamins for years, like in terms of finding the right mix that really works for me. Not to say that I know it all, but I would just really encourage you, Holly, to maybe mix it up. If you're already taking something and you're still having that happen, maybe add something else to your vitamin mix and ask your doctor. Debbie says, OMG, I lived in Erie. I lived there for 7 years. I loved it there. That's where you grew up in Ontario. Now oh, you're right on the Vermont border. That's right, in Quebec. That's right. Yes. Shimmer, shimmer, Marcia says. I wonder if you're going to be able to see the shimmer. Oh, yeah, you can. Oh, yeah, you can. I'll let this dry a few more minutes and then we'll get that. We have 10 minutes left, so we have plenty of time. I'll get that up close to you. I'm gonna jazz this up a little more, I think. Cheryl's saying we may get snow. Oh gosh. All right, here we go. Joy says, funny thing happened to me on Sunday at church. I didn't seal an envelope, and of course, I couldn't lick my finger in church to seal it. So I tucked it to seal it. I use tape now because I can't stand that stickiness when you lick an envelope. So I either use tape or I use a sponge. Like I'll wet it in this thing because I cannot stand that taste. Oh, but that is funny. The thing is, because you really have to be mindful of it for sure. Oh, Anne Marie, she says, I bag my own. We can only have reusable bags, and they banned plastics in New Jersey. You're not the only state, and I wish every state would do that, really, honestly, because there's no need for all those bags in the world. Those plastic bags, they're so bad for the ocean. So good for you that you live in a state that does that. What is what called, Amy? She's saying, what is that called? I don't know what you're asking for, baby. Hold on, I'll show you the glitter glue in a minute here. Oh, Pat says we digressed with our environmental advancements for a couple of years through COVID, but it was for good reason. Honestly, I mean, health and safety is super important, equally important. Judith, she's asking, do I feel better today? Not exactly. To be totally honest with you, I would say, not really. I have like this nagging, like almost headache. My throat's a little tight. I thought this head cold only lasted a day, but I think it's coming back. So thank you for asking though, Judith. You're very sweet. Let's see. Oh, Cindy wants to know who's heading back to Illinois and what part of the state. You guys can chat in the comments. Joyce does her own grocery packing. She doesn't want squishy bread and mushy fruit. Me either. Okay, so let's look at, somebody asked, what is that? I'm imagining you're asking about this Decoupage crystal glitter. Now, I sell glitter varnish that I really love. I just can't find my bottle. I sell the Pentart brand, and I really do love it. I love their glitter one. It is sold out from my supplier. I got 10 bottles in. It's sold out from my supplier, and I think I have 2 or 3 more still in stock if you're shopping and you want to add it. But I do love this brand because it's both a glue and a top coat. I just couldn't find mine. Just couldn't find it. Pat, answering that same question. This is what I used. Crystal glitter from DecoArt Americana. And I went on their website to get it a couple of years ago. Reen says, I came in late. Where'd you get the napkin? You can get the napkin on my website, thecomfynestwithgrace.com. I'm going to put it. I'm typing, girls. That is one thing I can do, is type. Thank goodness for my Catholic school, high school education in the 90s. I actually did take typewriting class. That's totally aging myself. They didn't even call it keyboarding. I learned on a typewriter. And then we eventually, by the time I graduated high school, we were on computer keyboards. Let's see. Winter is here now, Pat says. Yes, Holly says, I finally found a vitamin that didn't upset my stomach. Yeah, you have to kind of practice at that and like try them all out, unfortunately. Okay, so it does have a little bit of shimmer. Let's see if I can get it on screen here. Let's just try to catch that light. And you know what? Let me make this a little bigger. That's better. Yeah, you can't see it as well. They do each have their own little glitter effect. You can definitely see the sheen, like the shine, but I'm not sure that you're catching the glitter. You would, like, if you looked on something solid like this dark doggy's back or on the truck, you might be able to see some of that glitter. It's just not showing real well on camera, unfortunately. I usually don't have trouble showing that. Strange. What I was thinking, I had pulled out some baker's twine and my jute. So this is my little container for my jute. It's just a mason jar. I had those two, and I also pulled out a rusty little star that I have in my little stash here. And I was thinking maybe of tying this up a little bit. It wouldn't. So this puppy, the beagle here is this beagle here, right? Like, so he starts again on the napkin here. So I wouldn't mind covering up the beagle and maybe hanging this star. Well, the star, I wish it was just a little smaller, but this is the only size that I have. I also have rusty bells. So maybe a bell would work, but I was kind of thinking, I'm not sure yet which one I want to use. And I'm super visual, so I have to like do it to know, of just wrapping this kind of messily over here on this side. I don't want it to be super perfect. No, I think I need to do the jute. As much as I love this red and white trim, we're going to do the jute. It's more rustic, and that'll go with the rusty star if I use the rusty star. So, you guys, I don't even have a glue gun on my table. Yeah, I don't use it that often, actually. Let's move you here. That would be helpful to me. But if I wrap this a couple of times, I can obscure that puppy there and take our eye off the fact that the puppy's repeated. This might be kind of cute to do this a couple of times. And actually, I think it would be kind of cute and add kind of a 3D dimension to it. I think I will, instead of hiding the jute, the start and end of the jute, I'm going to purposefully put it on top, and I'm going to leave enough so that I can tie a bow and have a tail. So I'm going to leave this, and then we're going to wrap it, you know, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. I want it to look messy. I don't want it to be super perfect. It's so funny. I have a video that I made a couple of years ago, and it's a project very much like this, and it's a napkin decoupage project. And I put jute rope on the top of the project. And I'm always surprised. There are a number of people who just can't handle it. Like, girls, can we just make eye contact for a minute? They can't handle it. Like, you know how I'm wonky and I'm good with things being a little off? I'm not a perfectionist. I call myself a recovering perfectionist purposefully because I want to enjoy my crafting. And trying to be perfect takes all the joy out of it for me. So I just let things be wonky and a little kitty wampus, or whatever the word is that you want to use. Thanks, Brenda. She says it's so cute. Kathy says, I like the jute. Well, good. I'm glad. Oh yeah, the jute will match the puppy next to it, the golden retriever. Anyway, there are people who comment, I just can't handle that that's not straight. I'm like, you clearly don't know me very well. Well, I don't ever say that, but that's what I think. Like, okay, clearly this person hasn't spent enough time here at the comfy nest. This hole is way too little on this star to string up my jute. So I'm going to try with my awl to make it bigger. And if that doesn't work, you guys have 2 minutes. If that doesn't work, I can use a different tool, but I'm going to try to poke this, and I'm going to just wiggle. It's very thin. Let's watch me like bend my star. It is making it bigger, but my jute is even thicker than that. Let's see if we can get it strung up in here. I want to tie this in here. I got to come from the back. Tip, use your glue. Use your glue. When you're trying to get something like a jute, through something small like that, I'm going to put it on this one. Use your glue stick to make like kind of a fine point and get that to really stay together instead of, you know how it can fray when you're trying to get it through a hole. There we go. So I think I'm going to tie this a little bit up high. Yep, this will work. If I tie this up high, I can swing this star up. And I want it to position this way. I might have to use a tiny bit of glue just to tack this down. But I think this is going to be darling, you guys. Anyway, I usually say to the people who comment that I can't believe that's not perfect. Like this whole perfectionist thing, like I'm trying really hard to let go of it. And this is how I craft. It's just the way I create so that I can have as much joy out of it as possible. Now look at, if you are a choc couture lover, like I am, you can use our little, you can buy these in packs of 2 on my site, and it makes a perfect little holder, you guys, for, if you look at my picture of me, it makes a perfect little holder. It sits even at an angle on there, so it positions back, and that could be a cute little, like on your mantle, on like a little shelf in your bathroom, like wherever, because it's a small project. Also, if you have the erasable chalkboard and base, I chalked on this one on that side, so I would have a decorative, but it also will fit in here very well. So if you're a choc couture lover and you already have the erasable double-sided chalkboard and base, your canvases will fit in that base. So you could change it out, like if you wanted to change it out by season. So I wanted to point that out. And then this little base, you can buy it in 2s for our simple shapes on the choc couture website. That will also fit your little project. So you can prop up your, you could always hang it, put a hanger on the back, but I don't hang a ton of stuff on my walls. I do more propping up on shelves. That's just kind of my, it's just kind of the way I roll, girls. The way I roll. All right. Yeah, a small photo easel would work well too. Oh, Holly, it would not. Sweetheart, it would not be a mess if you did it. Okay, so now, you guys, coming up next is somebody in the Craft Around the Clock group. I'm not sure who it is, but I'm sure there's just going to be creative inspiration coming at you all day long, Monday through Friday in that group every 45 minutes. So if you're interested in, it's just like Craft Around the Clock TV. You're just like going to be in there and you're going to be refreshing your screen to find the next creative. So go ahead and do that. Don't leave that person. Just go on, and they would love it if you would just go on over to the next creative in the free Craft Around the Clock group and just hit that refresh screen until you find the next live, and make sure that, you know, you say hello and tell them I sent you to go say hello to them. Thanks for sharing this. If you did, thank you to all of you who are supporters of the page and regular just crafty chicks hanging out here in our community. You guys go make something pretty that brings your heart joy. I'll catch you next time. Bye.